listeners and viewers, welcome to Kaduna State Ministry of Education Radio and TV e-learning program designed for our SS3 and other students staying at home due to the coronavirus pandemic. The present administration, under the able leadership of His Excellency, Malam Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, is positioned, as always, to ensure that under his leadership, our students are not left behind in all areas of human endeavors, especially education. Kaduna State is the center of learning. Therefore, we want to ensure that our students excel in their forthcoming examinations and beyond. Students and other learners at home are given this opportunity in order to continue learning, as education is a continuous process. Different subjects will be taught in this program to assist students to perform excellently in the forthcoming Senior School Certificate examination being conducted by NECO and WAEC as soon as schools reopen. Teachers making presentations will always provide their names and phone numbers during each presentation, and they can be contacted for questions, further explanations, and/or clarifications. The following numbers and contacts can also be reached for expression of any concern or observation: 090-865-00545 or 080-383-62072. Our website is www.education.kdsg.gov.ng. Our email, education@kdsg.gov.ng or education.kdsg@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Our Twitter handle, @Kaduna_MOE. Or our Facebook page, Ministry of Education, Kaduna State. Stay safe, stay at home, and learn well. Thank you, happy listening, and happy viewing.
Good day, my learners at home. You are welcome once again to another segment of the Ministry of Education, Kaduna State Radio, Television, e-learning. The subject, Literature in English. The text to be discussed today is Faceless by Amadako. This text, Faceless, is going to be discussed under the following elements: background of the text, plot account, setting, themes, characters, language and style, and of course, assignment. We are going to take these elements one after the other. We are starting with the background of the text, Faceless. The emergence and growth of cities with the corresponding but unfortunate growth in social division and lack of economic opportunities have led to the rise of the phenomenon of the street child in many African cities. The development of cities, or what is lately often referred to as urban renewal, at the expense of rural area continues to draw people away from their rural abodes to towns and cities where social amenities, educational and economic opportunities are believed to be available for grab. With the consequence of overpopulation and the depletion of the perceived opportunities, the newcomers coming to meet the old city dwellers struggle for survival, which is it becomes the survival of the fittest. In Africa, where the position of women is culturally subordinating and largely economically dependent, the wife and her children become quite essential victims of a merciless city life under the control of some powerful but often faceless men. The plot of a plot account. When we talk of plot account, I said we are referring to this. We will give the summary of a text. Normally, in a text, when you are to give the plot account, you talk of the most important event. We know there are a series of events in a text, but when it comes to giving the plot account, you summarize by giving the most important events that gives you the idea of what is contained in the novel. The text Faithless centers on the life of a 14-year-old girl who is forced to take up life in the streets following the failure of her parents to live up to their responsibilities. Fofo street life, together with her sister, Baby T, constitute the main thread with which Darko weaves her story about the street child phenomenon in Faithless. The story begins with Fofo's narrow escape from an attempted rape by the notorious pimps and street lords in Sodom and Gomorrah, after which she seeks to share her experience with her friend Odele. She later goes home to intimidate her mother, Mansuru, of the experience. The mother advises her to clear off poison by going away, leaving Accra, if possible, because her mother gives no specific reason. Going by her mother's advice, she breaks off with her friend Odele and plans to get out of Poison's reach, leaving Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, as a mother, your daughter, the daughter has come to you for advice, and the only thing she could tell the mother, the daughter, was to leave, to go far away from Poison, forgetting that this girl that is living in the street has no money. She has no money. Instead of the mother giving her good advice, she decided that she should go away, leaving the girl in confusion. She became confused. Where do I go? Is this the advice that my mother will give? Then she decided to leave and decided to, okay, maybe take up another thing, that is making herself comfortable by going to look for money. Because when she went to the mother could not give her money. She said, okay, leave this place, go away from Accra, and now you are leaving. Nothing was given to her, and so she decided, okay, if my mother cannot give me advice, I will advise myself on what to do. Now she has decided that she was going to steal money so that she can get money to run away from Poison. With the producer and presenter of Harvest FM and Good Morning Ghana show support, members of Mute with the active involvement of Sleepo, the show presenter embarked on social research work to unravel the cause of street life for children, and more importantly, to unravel the mystery surrounding the death of Fofo's sister, Baby T, who was also a street child. Now, having the mystery, in fact, the play rally the mystery of seeing the dead body of Baby T. What was the cause of the death? They don't know, and now it becomes a mystery. How do we get those who killed this girl? Now, to the theme. Normally, the theme has to do with why the writer writes, or the reason why the writer writes. Normally, when a writer writes, he has whatever message, something in mind that he wants to tell the people or the public or the readers. Now, the themes talks about what the writer wants to tell the people. If it is a correction, he wants to be corrected, then it is through the theme that the readers will know what is supposed to be corrected. So we have the phenomenon of the street child. The story in the novel centers on the phenomenon of the street child. Amadako, in her novel, explores the cause and consequences of the street child. Central to this is the life of Fofo, who is the novel's protagonist, and that of her sister, Baby T. For the fact that there are many street children on the street in the novel, the case of these two sisters dominates the novel. If you looking at the causes of this phenomenon, poverty is seen as the most crucial. Many parents who cannot afford to provide basic things as food and clothing directly or indirectly push them into the streets. For instance, Mansuru, Fofo and Baby T's mother, pushes her children into the street. Why? Because she could not afford their school fees or provide for their social, that is food. And because of that, she had to send them out. Other factors that cause this phenomenon include false belief, ignorance, absentee fathers, and irresponsibility. The effects of the phenomenon are shown as extremely adverse on the children and the society at large. Even the parents are not spared. These consequences is not only on the children, but also on the parents. Now, Baby T is dead. Why was she killed? Why? Because she was a vulnerable girl. She was exposed. She has no home. She lives in the street, and so she was killed. And how could that affect her? It affected her because she lost her life. And not only to that, to parents equally face the same problem. Mansuru, the mother of Baby T, and Fofo had to suffer it because she has 6 children from 2 different husbands. If you cannot, and she becomes a single mother after the 2 husbands left her. Now, as a single parent who is not working, neither selling anything, cannot cater for 6 children, and because of that, she was forced, for the fact that she loved her children, she had to send them out to look for food and the money. So this is one of the consequences that affects the parents. Another theme discussed in the play, in the text, is parental irresponsibility. Another important theme explored by the novelist, which is connected to the street child, is parental irresponsibility. Most of the children who end up in the street come from homes where either of the parents, often the father, is quite irresponsible. Quay, for instance, abandons his responsibilities towards his children. So Quay happens to be the first husband of Mansuru, who had 4 children with him. And not only that, uncle is also another parent who left her. She has 2 children with him, but decided to leave her. This is, if you cannot play your part as a parent, you are forcing your children to go out. And if you are not there to advise your children, they end up receiving advice or being controlled by demons outside or people outside. Odele's father, Paco, is also irresponsible toward his 2 sons by Mansuru. Mansuru's father had also acted irresponsibly by disowning Mansuru's pregnancy. When she became pregnant, he denied her, he disowned her. Women are not also left out of it. Odele's mother claims that her daughter steals her things and therefore sacks her from home, leaving her to street demons to treat her as they like. If you as a parent refuse to treat your children as it is supposed to be, then you allow them, you expose them to people outside or demons outside that can control them. This happens to Odele. She has not become a street child just because her mother sent her out. And why did her mother send her out? Because she steals from her money. Another thing is social irresponsibility. Another thing explored in the text is social irresponsibility. The act of being sensitive. This is what social irresponsibility means. It is the act of being sensitive and responsive to the needs of one's immediate society. Is what is known as social responsibility. This has to do with you as an individual in the society. You have things to render to the society as an individual, collectively. This is what the role FM or Good Morning, the presenter of Good Morning and the Harvest FM did in the play, as living within the society, try to play their role. That was why they were able to unravel maybe the people behind Baby T's death. This involves voluntary services to the community. The Activate of Mute, a non-governmental organization, as well as Harvest FM radio station, are good examples of social responsibility. Members of the organization sometimes go beyond the call of duty to solve or respond to the needs of the society. For instance, when Fofo robs Cabral of her purse, gets caught, and is about to be subjected to jungle justice, it is Cabral, the victim of the robbery, who saves Fofo, realizing that she must have been failed by her parents or the society. That was why, after the incident, Cabral, whose money was stolen, called Fofo, advises her, gave her money. She noticed that the girl was hungry and decided that, okay, let me just give her something to have, to maybe get food for herself. Another thing discussed in the point and in the text is money as the root of evil. Money as the root of evil. As we know it, if you don't have money, it's a problem, and you have too much money, there is also a problem. The belief that money is the root of evil is well illustrated in the novel. The depiction of the belief is, however, from two perspectives, which include greed for money or lack of money. When you are looking for money by hook or crook, it becomes a problem. And then when you don't have the money, it becomes another problem. So in the case of Mansuru, we can see her being central to both perspectives, the greed for money and then the lack of money. Because she is in want, she pushed her children into the street, thereby making criminals out of them and indirectly causing the death of Baby T. Mansuru lacks money. That was why she had to push her daughters out to the street. And that was why when Fofo came to her for advice, this is what she has escaped rape from poison. Coming to her, because she has no money, if she will keep Fofo at home, where will she get the food to feed her? Where will she get the money to clothe her? Where will she get the money to pay for her school fees? So because of this lack of money, she decided to advise Fofo to go far from Accra, that is to go far from poison. A good parent who has money will never give such advice to his or her child. Money as the root of evil. The belief that money is the root of evils is well illustrated in the novel. The depiction of the belief is, however, from two perspectives, which include greed for money or lack of money. That is, when you are craving for money, it's a problem, and when you don't have the money, it is also a problem. In the case of Mansuru, we can say we can see her being central to both perspectives. Because she is in want, she pushed her children into the street, thereby making criminals out of them and indirectly causing the death of baby T. When she discovers what baby T is being used for, she chooses to be collecting envelopes instead of putting a stop to it. In her greed, she also collects money from uncle as a bribe to keep her silent on the case of baby T defilement. Similarly, it is the temptation by which makes Paco and Mami Brony to facilitate that baby T should service him, that is uncle, when he decides to increase the amount originally charged for the service, eventually led to the death of baby T. Because Poison said he was not going to service her, he decided that he should increase the money. Another theme discussed in the text is sexual abuse, which is rape. Sexual abuse involves subjecting a vulnerable person to sexual exploitation, either because of superior power in the physical, economics, or social sense, or taking advantage of another person due to his or her ignorance or vulnerability. This can, in the text, firstly, this theme exploit. It begins with an attempted rape of Fofo by Poison. Poison tries to rape Fofo, a 14-year-old girl, as a strategy of silencing and intimidating her mother, Mansuru, over possible talk about baby T's death. This is because this can be seen when she escaped the rape. She went to her mother, reported the case to her mother, and for good advice as a mother, she refuses to give her a good advice. Instead, she told her to go far away from Poison. This led to her stealing money from Cabral. And not only that, Poison decided Paco, who is a neighbor of baby T's mother, decided to defile her daughter. And when she was told about it, what she could only do was just to receive bribe from uncle that will silence her from telling the public about what uncle was doing to her daughter. So this has created a problem, because rape, you are forced to do what you are not supposed to do. She cannot stop her. So anytime he feels as meeting her daughter, he will now envelope money, give to the mother, silence her, and do whatever he likes with her daughter, baby T. We are stopping here for this lesson, to be continued in our next lesson. As you all know, we said we are discussing it based on the element. So we have seen the background of the play, we have seen the plot of the play, we have seen the setting of the play, and then we are yet to see the characters, the language and style. So in our next lesson, we shall start from the characters. We will discuss the characters, the language and style, and of course, I will give you assignments. Good day for now, till we meet in our next lesson. I remain A.Y. Rickson. In case you want to meet me, you can reach me on this number, 080-8397-3465. Stay home, Stay safe, keep learning. Bye for now.